We made it, guys. We're in Season 3. That means a new duel arena, a new art style, and of course, new rules.
Are these new rules going to explain how link monsters work in a tag duel?
I've already thought of that a long time ago. Link monsters will always go in the left extra monster zone, unless otherwise stated. In the case of zones, the first and second players share a field, while the third and fourth players share a field. The only times this matters is when it comes to cards that care about the exact placement of your opponent's cards, not your own. Otherwise, everything works as normal and can affect any player.
Oh man, that sounds really confusing.
Don't worry, Devin. For the sake of streamlining things, you'll automatically understand everything once the duel starts. Also, the zones cards are in only matter when it comes to gameplay. When it comes to the animation, cards will just be kind of wherever. Now it's me and Devin versus Jesse and Serena. Devin's first, Serena's second, I'm third, and Jesse's fourth. So not only do I have to face against Devin, but I have to be teammates with Jezebel.
My name's Jesse, and it's not like I want to work with you either, miserable Marla.
Miserable Marla. I mean, we're similar character archetypes. Blue hair, monotone voice, gloomy attitude. I've definitely been called worse names.
Whatever, let's just do this.
A new perspective and a new stat display too. Here we go. I activate Melody of Awakening Dragon. By discarding a card, I get to search for 2 dragons with at least 3,000 attack and no more than 2,500 defense. I discard Sage with Eyes of Blue to search for Blue Eyes Jet Dragon and Blue Eyes White Dragon. Hey guys, look, he's using Blue Eyes. You guys remember Blue Eyes, right? Sorry, Devin. I had to. You had to what? Have Devin use his Blue Eyes deck in the season premiere as nostalgia bait to get people to watch the show? Exactly! Just like Konami does. I mill Blue Eyes White Dragon in order to special summon Dictator of D from my hand to defense mode. Wow, that monster display looks nice. I can special summon Dictator by milling a Blue Eyes White Dragon. And once per turn, I can discard a Blue Eyes White Dragon card to special summon a Blue Eyes monster from my graveyard. Also, if I control a Blue Eyes monster, I can choose what monsters my opponent attacks. I discard Jet Dragon to special summon from my graveyard Blue Eyes White Dragon. Oh my gosh, guys, it's him! It's Blue Eyes White Dragon, right there! Can you believe it? Are you going to do this every time I summon it? No, just at the very beginning of your turn, that time just now, and maybe if you summon Blue Eyes Ultimate. Then I'll stop, I promise. So I could summon Alternative without you making a joke? Yeah, sure, man, go for it. You know you have to be a special kind of insufferable to get Devin to be snarky. I reveal Blue Eyes in my hand to special summon Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. I can only summon him by revealing Blue Eyes White Dragon in my hand. Its name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard, and once per turn, I can destroy an opponent's monster, but he can't attack that turn. Now I overlay Blue Eyes in Alternative to Ixie Summon number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. That's a mouthful.
Wait, what happened to that little Ixie Summon animation with the cards?
Those were cut to streamline the duel more. Yeah, Jezebel, one of your decks is Ritual Beasts, and nobody wants to watch the cards spin around on top of each other 5 times per turn. Once per turn, when a spell card or effect is activated, its quick effect lets me negate it and then attach it to Hope Harbinger as an Ixie's material. When an opponent's monster attacks, I can remove a material to change the attack target to itself. If an Ixie's monster on my field is destroyed, I can increase the attack of an Ixie's monster on my field by the destroyed monster's original attack. Do any of those effects besides the spell negation one even matter? Not really. I summon this Shadow Genius. When it's flipped face up, I can make a Shadow monster immune to monster effects for 1 turn. If it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, I can target a monster on the field and prevent it from activating its effects for 1 turn. All main Shaddolls have these 2 types of effects, and I can only use 1 effect once per turn. Now Devin, that Ixie's monster would really screw over my turn since you could negate Shadow Fusion. It sure would be a shame for you if I had a card that was a spell speed 4 fusion spell though, wouldn't it? Something like Super Polymerization. Anime pulsating effect. Nice touch. Anyway, by discarding a card, like Beast, I can conduct a fusion summon using monsters from either side of the field, and cards and effects cannot be chained to this effect's activation. I fuse Hope Harbinger and Genius to fusion summon El Shadow Construct. If she is summoned, I get to mill a Shadow card. Any special summon monster she battles is destroyed at the start of the damage step. If she is sent to the graveyard, I get to add a Shadow spell or trap from my grave to my hand. I mill Shadow Squamata, who lets me mill a different Shadow if he's sent to the graveyard by a card effect. I mill Shadow Wendy, and her effect lets me special summon a Shadow monster from my deck face down, like Shadow Beast.
Is it just me, or was Beast summoning animation kind of cute in a way?
Oh, believe me, it's not just you. I discard Numu, the Ogdoadic Remnants, to mill a Dark Reptile, like Zoha, the Ogdoadic Boundless. I discard Naya, the Ogdoadic Remnant, to mill a Light Reptile, like Kierce, the Ogdoadic Light. Next, I discard Arima, the Wicked Warden, to search for Lair of Darkness, which I activate. All monsters on the field become dark. Once per turn, if I would tribute a monster to activate a card effect, I can tribute one of my opponent's dark monsters instead. During a player's end phase, torment tokens are special summoned to their field up to the number of monsters tributed that turn. Now that everything is set up, I can special summon Kierce from my graveyard by tributing a monster, and with the effect of Lair of Darkness, I tribute El Shadow Construct. Now for some reason, if Kierce is special summoned this way, my opponent gets to revive a monster from their graveyard, but at least its effects are negated. Now since this is a tag duel, I get to choose who gets the plus off of my effect. And I choose Jessie.
I don't have anything to bring back.
Exactly. Now if Kierce is special summoned, I get to special summon a level 4 or lower Ogdoadic from my graveyard, but it's banished when it leaves the field. I special summon Naya. If Naya is summoned, I get to search for an Ogdoadic spell or trap. I add, and then activate, Ogdoadic Water Lily. It lets me mill a reptile, and then if there are 5 or more different reptiles in my graveyard, I get to special summon one from there. I mill Supreme Sovereign Serpent of Golganda. Now if I have a field spell out, I can special summon Serpent of Golganda from my hand or graveyard, but it's banished when it leaves the field. Now let's try this again. I overlay Serpent of Golganda and Kierce to Ixie summon number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. Now since I control a dark reptile, I can special summon Reptilian Codal from my hand. Now I tune Codal and Naya to synchro summon Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon. Cool synchro summon portal. If Chaos Ruler is synchro summoned, I get to excavate 5 cards from my deck, add 1 excavated light or dark monster to my hand, and send the rest to the graveyard. I excavate Snake Rain, Aliert, Evil Dragon Ananta, Ogdoadic Serpent Strike, and Amnesia. I add Ananta. During the end phase, I get a torment token. Since only my opponent controls a monster, I can special summon Rose Princess from my hand, and she becomes a tuner when summoned this way. Since my opponent controls more monsters than I do, I can special summon Evil Swarm Mandragora from my hand. I tune Mandragora and Rose Princess together to synchro summon Black Rose Dragon. When it is synchro summoned, I can destroy all cards on the field, but I won't be doing that. Instead, I summon Rox Rose Dragon. If it's summoned, I get to search for a Black Rose Dragon card, like Red Rose Dragon. I tune it and Black Rose Dragon together to synchro summon Baron de Fleur. Baron can do it all. Once per turn, I can destroy a card on the field. One time only, his quick effect lets me negate a card effect and destroy it. During any standby phase, I can return him to my extra deck to special summon a level 9 or lower monster from my graveyard. I destroy Hope Harbinger with his effect. Wow, we are 0 for 2 on Hope Harbinger doing stuff this duel, huh? Well, he's getting a replacement. Since the card on the field was destroyed and Blue Eyes is in my field or graveyard, I get a special summon Blue Eyes Jet Dragon from my graveyard. Negated. Now during Devin's standby phase, since Baron is probably gonna get crashed into by a Blue Eyes, I'm using his effect to return him to my deck and special summon Rox Rose Dragon in defense mode. With Rox Rose's effect, I search for Basil Rose Shoot. I use the effect of Nebula Dragon in my hand to special summon itself and another level 8 dragon, like Blue Eyes, in defense mode. Now I banish Nebula Dragon to special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Are we seriously just now seeing Red MD for the first time in this series? It certainly looks that way. I can special summon him from my hand by banishing a dragon. Once per turn, I can special summon a dragon from my graveyard, like Blue Eyes Alternative. I use the effect of Alternative to destroy Rox Rose Dragon. And with Baron de Fleur out of the way, I can special summon Blue Eyes Jet Dragon this time. All other cards on my field can't be destroyed by card effects. If it battles, at the start of the damage step, I can bounce an opponent's card as long as Blue Eyes is in my field or graveyard. Now I overlay Blue Eyes an alternative to Ixie summon Hieratic Sky Dragon Overlord of Helepolis. That was badass the way its armor rose up and attached to it, wasn't it? Once per turn, if a card in my field, graveyard, or banish zone is targeted by an opponent's card effect, I can remove a material from Sky Dragon to negate and destroy it. And now we're going to take a shit ton of damage. Jet Dragon, attack Serena directly. Sky Dragon, attack Jessie directly. Red Eyes, attack Serena. Let's see if we can turn things around here, Jezebel. I activate Shadow Fusion. It lets me fusion summon a Shadow monster by using materials like normal. But if my opponent controls an extra deck monster like Devin does, I can also use materials from my deck. I fuse Shadow Squamata and Reshadow Wendy from my deck to fusion summon El Shadow Apgoon.
Cologne can't be destroyed in battle, and if it's special summoned, I can negate the effect of a card on the field, like Sky Dragon. Now get ready for a little something called chain blocking. I chain Wendy's effect to special summon Hell's Shadow Hollow, and chain off of that with Squamata's effect to mill Shadow Falco. Since the last effect to happen is Squamata's milling, Devin can't use Sky Dragon's effect to protect himself from being targeted by Cologne.
Okay, I'll act like I understand that.
Now Hell's Shadow Hollow is special summoned. So Konami is fine keeping a reference to hell on its card names, but they won't use the word blood? Yeah, imagine it being called Rudy Shadow Hollow instead. Lastly, Squamata mills Falco, and when Falco is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, it special summons itself face down. I set a card and end my turn.
You didn't even get rid of any of their monsters. You just negated Sky Dragon's effect and summoned a bunch of face down monsters.
I know, I'm the one who made the plays. I also know exactly what I'm doing.
I tribute El Shadow Cologne to special summon Kierce from my graveyard in defense mode. If Cologne is sent to the graveyard, I get to search for a Shadow spell or trap, like Shadow Fusion, and then I discard a card, like Shadow Dragon. When Dragon is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, I get to destroy a spell or trap, like Layer of Darkness. Nice try, Serena, but Jet Dragon protects all our other cards from being destroyed by card effects. And I'll let Jesse bring back a monster because of Kierce.
I bring back Black Rose Dragon in defense mode.
Then Kierce revives Zoha. Before that, I activate Shadow Schism. During anyone's main phase, I can fusion summon a Shadow by banishing the materials from my field or graveyard, but it can't attack directly. Then I get to send an opponent's monster to the graveyard with the same attribute as that Shadow. I banish Squamata and Dragon to fusion summon El Shadow Winda. She can't be destroyed by card effects, and each player can only special summon once per turn. That means no revival for you. All you did was help Jezebel. With the effect of Schism, I send Chaos Ruler to the graveyard. Well, I can add Zoha the Ogdoadic Boundless back to my hand by discarding a card, like Diabolos. I end my turn.
I summon Red Rose Dragon. Miserable Marla, I need you to do something about that Jet Dragon.
On it. I banish Genius and Wendy to fusion summon another El Shadow Cologne. I negate Jet Dragon's effects. With Schism's other effect, I send Red MD.
Great! Now I tune Black and Red Rose together to synchro summon Blood Rose Dragon!
It's Ruddy Rose.
No, it isn't! Shut up! If Blood Rose Dragon is synchro summoned, I get to banish all cards in everyone's graveyards.
No! My snakes! My snakes!
Then if Black Rose Dragon or a plant synchro monster was one of its materials, I get to destroy all other cards on the field.
With the effect of Cologne, I search for another Schism. Then I special summon Falco with its own effect. When Hollow is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, I get to mill cards equal to the different original attributes of the monsters on the field. With Winda and Rudy, that's 2. I mill Hedgehog and Falco.
When Hedgehog is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, I get to search for a Shaddol, like Nail Shaddol Ariel.
Blood Rose Dragon, attack Dylan directly. I set a card and end my turn.
I normal summon the White Stone of Ancients. Normally, I'd use it to summon Link Karibo and have our first Link summon in the show, but I only got one special summon. So instead, White Stone, attack Winda. Now I special summon Blue Eyes Jet Dragon from my graveyard. Jet Dragon, attack Winda. And with his other effect, I bounce Blood Rose Dragon.
Rudy.
I activate Frozen Rose. I send a face-up monster to my graveyard to search for a level 4 or lower plant. Unless the monster I sent was a plant itself, in which case I draw 2 cards and discard one during the end phase. I send Blood Rose Dragon to search for Rose Girl.
In that case, just attack Winda, Jet Dragon. Now during the end phase of a turn when the White Stone of Ancients is sent to the graveyard, I get to special summon a Blue Eyes monster from my deck. I special summon Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon in defense mode.
Whoa, why did they make that dragon so
Sexy?
I was gonna say sleep.
Sexy.
I can only use the effects of Abyss Dragon when Blue Eyes is in my field or graveyard. If it's special summoned, I get to search for Polymerization, and during my end phase, I get to search for a level 8 or higher dragon. I could banish Abyss Dragon from my graveyard to give all my level 8 or higher dragons 1000 attack permanently. I search for Polymerization and Chaos Dragon Levineer, and end my turn.
I set 2 cards and a monster. I swear I'm not turtling.
Here we go. I activate Snake Rain. By discarding a card, I get to mill a whopping 4 reptiles from my deck. I discard Evil Dragon Ananta to mill Numu, Naya, King, and Ogdoadics. I summon Zoha the Ogdoadic Boundless. If he is sent from the field to the graveyard, or special summoned from there, I can make my opponent draw a card while I search for an Ogdoadic card, and then both of us discard a card. I'm not going to be doing any of that.
I activate Junk Sleep. Since you summoned a monster, I can change all my set monsters to face-up attack position, and then I can flip them face down during the end phase. First, I flip Nail Shaddol Ariel.
Why is she trapped in a bottle?
It's for lore-related reasons, Devin. Then I flip Shaddol Falco. When Ariel is flipped face up, I get a special summon a banished Shaddol in either face up or face down defense mode. I special summon Construct face up. Remember, I get to mill a Shaddol card when she's special summoned, like Beast, who lets me draw a card. With Falco's effect, I special summon Hell Shaddol Hollow. Then I activate Shaddol Schism and banish Hedgehog and Falco to fusion summon El Shaddol Winda. You do know it's still my turn, right, Serena? Good luck doing anything with only one special summon. Floodgate monsters are really fun, aren't they, Devin? Don't use Devin as a prop. Anyway, you might have jumped the gun on your Winda summon, Serena, because I activate another Lair of Darkness. I tribute Winda to summon Kierce in defense mode. Go ahead and revive something, Jesse.
I don't have anything in my graveyard to revive.
Exactly. How do you like it? How do you like it? This is what Rudy did to all my snakes.
Anyway, I bring back Naya.
With Naya's effect, I search for Ogdoadic Water Lily, which I activate. I mill another Naya, which gives me 5 different reptiles, so I can special summon Ogdoadics, the Ogdoadic Overlord. One time only, his quick effect lets me send all monsters on the field to the graveyard, except monsters that were special summoned from there. Wow, you recovered from losing your snakes really well. And this isn't even the last of it. Since I control an Ogdoadic, I can special summon Numu, the Ogdoadic Remnant, from my graveyard. But it's banished when it leaves the field, and I can only summon reptiles while it's out. You have to control a monster from its archetype to even use its effect, and it still has a restriction on it. No, I can also summon him if I control no monsters, but I suspected you'd win to me if I did that. I overlay Numu and Naya to Ixie summon King of the Feral Imps. Once per turn, I can remove a material from him to search for a reptile. No strings attached, just any reptile in the game. Completely generic materials too. Anyway, I removed Numu to add Reptilian Codal.
That's so cute.
Not as cute as Shaddolls. Then I special summon Codal. I tuned Codal and Zoha together to synchro summon Psyframe Lord Omega. During anyone's main phase, his quick effect lets me banish him in a random card in my opponent's hand until my next standby phase. During my opponent's standby phase, I can return any banished card to the graveyard. If Omega is in my graveyard, I can shuffle him and another card in my graveyard into the deck. Now I tribute Kios and King of the Feral Imps to special summon, from my graveyard in defense mode, Aaron the Ogdoadic King. If a card is added to my opponent's hand, except during the draw phase or damage step, I get to discard a random card in their hand. If a monster on my opponent's field is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, except during the damage step, I get to add a light or dark reptile from my deck or graveyard to my hand, except King. I can use each of his effects once per turn.
Why does he have 4 legs if he's a snake?
Cause he's the king. Omega, attack Ariel. Ogdoadics, attack Hollow. And during my end phase, I get 3 torment tokens.
My turn.
Before that, I began the process of recovering my snakes by returning Aliert to my graveyard with Omega's effect.
I summon Rose Girl.
Why did your fairy pose like a thought?
Shut up, miserable Marla. Since I control a plant or dragon tuner, I can special summon White Rose Dragon from my hand. I tuned my monsters together to synchro summon Black Rose Dragon. When White Rose Dragon is used as a synchro material, I can mill a level 4 or higher plant, like World Carrot Weight Champion.
That's seriously the name of one of your monsters?
Shut up, it actually has a really good effect. Once per turn, I can special summon it from the graveyard by sending a plant from my hand or field to the graveyard. Now I may not be able to blow up the field with Black Rose's effect, but I can still use her other effect. By banishing a plant from my graveyard, I can change a defense position monster to attack position and make its attack 0.
And this is where I banish Omega and a random card from Serena's hand and use Ogdoadics' nuke effect. With Construct's effect, I add back Schism. You guys activated both of King's effects. Serena, discard a random card in your hand. And then I search for Reptilian Codal since Black Rose and Construct were removed by Ogdoadics' effect.
I can still bounce back from this easily. I special summon another Evil Swarm Mandragora. Since a plant is on the field, once per turn, I can add Rose Girl from my graveyard to my hand, who I immediately discard to special summon World Carrot Weight Champion.
What are you gonna do? Overlay for a rank 4 in a synchro deck? And what the ever-loving hell was that summoning animation?
I'm not finished yet. I activate Basil Rose Shoot, which lets me special summon a Rose Dragon from my hand or graveyard. I special summon Black Rose Dragon. Now I set Mandragoria, Carrot Weight, and Black Rose Dragon to link summon Black Luster Soldier of Chaos.
Okay, that was definitely badass the way his armor and weapons appeared on him like that, right?
You guys wanted a link monster? Well, you've got a link monster. Since I used a level 7 or higher monster as material, he can't be targeted or destroyed by my opponent's card effects. If he destroys a monster in battle, I can either permanently give him 1500 attack, banish a card on the field without targeting, or allow him to attack twice the next battle phase. BLS, attack Ogdoadic King. BLS's effect, I banish Jet Dragon.
I banish Sky Dragon, White Zone, and Abyss Dragon from my graveyard to special summon Chaos Dragon Levianeer. He can't attack on the turn he's summoned and can only be summoned by banishing 3 light and or dark monsters from the graveyard. And then he gains an effect based on the combination I banished. Since I only banish light monsters, I get to special summon any monster from my graveyard in defense mode. I summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. I set a card and activate Polymerization. I fuse Levianeer and Blue Eyes to fusion summon Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. He is immune to trap cards, can attack all my opponent's monsters, and once per turn, if he battles, I can set a trap card at the end of the damage step. Attack Black Luster Soldier of Chaos.
I set a card and then use the effect of Schism to banish Ariel and Winda to fusion summon another El Shadow Apgalone in defense mode. And I use Apgalone's effect to negate Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon.
During your end phase, I activate True Light. Blue Eyes White Dragon can't be targeted by card effects, and for some reason, all my monsters are destroyed when True Light is destroyed. Once per turn, I can either special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from my hand or graveyard, or set a Blue Eyes White Dragon spell or trap from my deck to the field with a different name than the cards on my field or in my graveyard. I special summon Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon.
Well, while we're doing stuff during other players' turns, during Dylan's standby phase, I activate Sinister Shadow Games, which lets me mill a Shadow and then flip all my set Shadows face up. I mill Squamata, followed by Dragon, and pop Layer of Darkness.
Well, now that it's my standby phase, Serena gets her card back and I get Omega back. Attack Jesse directly. Ogdoadics, attack her for the win. How was that for a Season 3 premiere?
I thought we'd lose a lot quicker than we did, considering our difference in life points.
Well, the fact that I use trap cards and my boss monster doesn't blow itself up went a long way into keeping the two of us alive.
Are you suggesting I did no work? Were you the one who got rid of all the resources with Blood Rose Dragon?
No, I was the one who kept floodgating Dylan's snakes.
And Devin played the role of the Blue Eyes user.
I thought you said you were done with those jokes.